Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. Today a very exciting first impressions unboxing of a new watch in my collection. I announced this first impressions video yesterday on YouTube and on Instagram, and I got some really nice guesses. So I asked on YouTube for people to guess which watch it is, and I got some really nice guesses. One person actually guessed it was the new Submariner. One person guessed that it was the Explorer, and quite a lot of people guessed that it was the Oyster Perpetual. Just very shortly before I actually open this box and show the watch, remember to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You can find the links down in the description. And just a short story of how I got into actually owning this watch. It's the famous Mr. X. He's a follower of the channel and a good friend. And he was interested in letting this watch go because he wants another Oyster Perpetual watch. And I had the Railmaster, the Omega Railmaster, a watch I never really connected with, although it's an amazing watch. So we were talking for weeks and weeks, and finally we agreed a deal. I gave him my new Omega Railmaster and he gave me this watch, and of course I also paid him some cash. So let's look into the box. It's the typical green Rolex plastic box. And are you ready? It is the Oyster Perpetual. So really nice guessing from all the people who actually guessed that it was the Oyster Perpetual. But it's of course not the new Oyster Perpetual. This is the now discontinued Oyster Perpetual 39mm. This watch is kind of a rarity already because it's only been in production for 2 years. It was introduced in 2018, the white version as well as the black. Back in 2015, the Oyster Perpetual 39 and a lot of other sizes were introduced by Rolex, and they expanded the lineup with the white and the black dial, and the white dial kind of became the most popular and kind of a cult Oyster Perpetual watch. And now this year they actually discontinued this watch and introduced a whole range of new Oyster Perpetual watches. The 39mm is out. You can now get it in 41 or in 36 or smaller sizes. The only 39mm Rolex watch nowadays is the Explorer. I really like the kind of references within the Rolex lineup, which are not the most popular. So I own the GMT Master 16700 and the black Rolex Milgauss. And they are not the most popular watches within the Rolex lineup, but I really enjoy having these kind of black sheep or whatever we can call them. And here we have the Oyster Perpetual in this beautiful creamy white color. This is, as I said, a discontinued watch, and the prices have exploded, and this is definitely a collector's item for the future because it was only produced for 2 years. So what do we get? We get the box, hang tag and spare links. And here, with the warranty card, here you have the reference number, warranty card, manual, all of that stuff, typical Rolex stuff. And here we have the Oyster Perpetual. This is a 39mm big watch. It's 11.5mm thick. It has a lock width of 20mm and it tapers down, as you can see with the bracelet. Really nice taper. It's approximately 47.6mm from lock tip to lock tip. It has a screw down crown, which is the twin lock system, which gives this watch 100 meters of war resistance. It is a note date watch, as you can see. It's of course built in the Oyster Steel 904L stainless steel, as we know from Rolex. It has the caliber 3132, which is an in-house superlative chronometer watch, which gives it a power reserve of 48 hours from the factory, accurate to plus or minus 2 seconds. I'm of course going to do a full review. I'm going to test this watch. I'm going to wear it for some time, test it in my time graph, also show you the lume and tell you how it actually works out. So far, I've owned this watch for maybe 14 hours or something like that, and I think it's absolutely doing fine. It has a brushed Oyster bracelet, simple clasp, modern clasp. But as you can see, it's kind of engraved into the clasp, the Rolex crown, not like other Rolex watches where it's actually kind of growing out of the clasp. They are screwed links, so it's very, very easy to adjust this bracelet as well. As you can see, a very simple dial. this kind of white cream color dial, and then you get all the hour markings which are filled with chromalite, the Rolex lume, and also lume in the hour and minute hands, which are these very simple baton style hands, but everything just plays with this watch. And what I really like about this watch is that it's so simple. This is quintessential Rolex. Keeping it simple, making it look simple, but it's actually top quality. A lot of attention to details and a fantastic movement. So the hour markers, the crown and the hands are actually made in white gold, which is a really nice feature. It's kind of the Datejust in a smaller size without the date. You can see here this big kind of boxed sapphire crystal. It wears perfectly on my 17.5 to 18 centimeter wrist in circumference. Absolutely perfect Rolex watch. This is kind of the perfect do-it-all Rolex watch because you can use it as an everyday watch. You can actually wear it to the beach because it has a water resistance of 100 meters and it's a screw down crown, so you shouldn't be afraid that it will get destroyed by water. And you can of course also use it as a dress watch because it's very simple and it's very classic. And I'm not the biggest dress watch guy in the world, so this is kind of the closest I get to a dress watch in my collection, and this is why it fits my collection perfectly. So now I'm of course missing the Railmaster a little, but I'm much more excited getting this now discontinued, fast becoming rare Rolex 114300 Oyster Perpetual 39 in white. I will be getting back with the full review in a couple of weeks. I have a lot of different reviews coming up. A whole other ball game is this new Orient I just got. I'm going to review this big dive watch, completely other style than the Oyster Perpetual. And remember to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, visit my website wristwatchpassion.net, and leave a comment down below. What do you think about this Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39? Is it a good buy or not? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.